on Mountain News this morning. The Low-Income Home Emergency Assistance Energy Assistance Program is now open for applications. And the Pikeville Community Foundation is offering extra grants to its partners to help fill plates amidst the SNAP uncertainty.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here on this November 5th. We're at 6:30 this morning and ready for a check of our weather with Megan Dosmal. And Megan, it is still a chilly start, but it's feeling like fall, feeling like November.
Yeah, definitely exciting time of the year. We're starting to see the cooler temperatures, but every now and again you see warmer than average temperatures, and that's the forecast for today. Let's get into what we can see this morning on the WYMT Tower Cam. Thanks to daylight savings ending, we have a little bit of a sunrise starting this morning. We won't see the sun until 7, but temperatures are in the range of the 30s and the 40s to start off your day. And as we head into the afternoon, those above normal temperatures take over, and some upper 60s and low 70s are in the forecast for your Wednesday. We are going to see some elevated wind gusts, so keep that in mind as you're going throughout the next several hours. Looking at partly cloudy skies this morning and then mostly sunny skies as you're heading in the afternoon. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. This morning, a deadly plane crash in Kentucky is under investigation. At least 7 people were killed and several others were injured when a UPS plane went down shortly after takeoff yesterday evening. The explosion setting multiple nearby buildings on fire, including an auto parts store and a petroleum recycling center. Governor Andy Beshear confirmed there were 38,000 gallons of fuel on board the plane, set to carry it from Kentucky to Hawaii.
There are a lot of families that are going to be waiting and wondering for a period of time. We're going to try to get them that information as fast as we can.
The crash happened where a major UPS hub is located. The facility moves more than 400,000 packages an hour, and that's according to UPS. The company says all sorting there would be put on hold. The National Transportation Safety Board will lead the investigation into what went wrong. In Rockcastle County, a man is charged with neglecting his mother. According to a criminal complaint, 38-year-old Jeremy Cook said he was the sole caretaker for his mother. She was taken to the hospital after Cook reported that she was suffering from shortness of breath. Investigators say the mother was found sitting in a reclining chair that she said she'd been in for 2 months. Cook was released on bond yesterday and is due in court for a preliminary hearing next Wednesday. Brooks Houck is now in custody here in the mountains after he was transferred out of the Oldham County Detention Center. Houck is one of the 3 men convicted in the case of the disappearance and presumed murder of Crystal Rogers. Houck was transferred to the Big Sandy Detention Center in Paintsville. He was sentenced to life in prison earlier this year. He's currently appealing the conviction. The U.S. District Court is moving all cases based at the Pikeville Federal Courthouse elsewhere. The order came down Friday, and it'll send all federal court cases in the Pikeville division to either London or Ashland. The change could impact federal litigation in Johnson, Magoffin, Martin, Pike, Letcher, Floyd, and Knott counties. The order goes into effect December 31st. As Harlan Countyans know, their history runs deep with coal mining and so much more. Now, a museum is finally finished and celebrating its grand opening, showing the world what Harlan truly is. Here's that first look. Nestled in downtown Harlan sits the historic Harlan Museum, 5 years in the making.
We're excited to offer up just all the history that kind of makes Harlan County what Harlan County is.
With a goal to expand knowledge beyond the region's coal mining history.
One of the staple exhibits is More Than a Myth. It is our 200-year timeline of Harlan County that was helped established by Dr. Green of Harlan County. And we have about 30 major points of Harlan County history on there.
You could take a chance on the scary side, juxtaposing the true history against what you can't necessarily prove. What are some big things in here that you're excited for folks to see? I mean, I see a headless woman right now.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite exhibits, the folklore exhibit. And we've got Headless Annie, Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
While at the museum, you can take a few steps back in time in sports history, here in Kaywood Ledford's office, learning more about the legendary Harlan County native and his time on your radio.
If you're a UK fan, you know who Kaywood Ledford is. And we have about 400 of his personal items that were donated to us.
Finding out about stories you never knew while walking along with famous folks from the region.
We've got some amazing exhibits, and our goal is to keep it rotating so there's something fresh and new for everybody that comes in here.
Opening the door to history. The historic Harlan Museum finished its grand opening with a reception yesterday afternoon. The low-income home energy assistance program is now open for applications. The enrollment period opened Monday, and applications will be accepted until December 12th. The program offers assistance to those who are responsible for their home's heating costs. Community Service Block Grant Director Albert Smith says as long as you have an active account and are at or below 150% of the federal poverty level, you can qualify for help.
It frees up a little bit of money that they can use for something else. Especially as we enter into the holiday seasons. And so it's a wonderful program. It's a very helpful program.
Smith says to call ahead to make an appointment, and you'll need to bring several things, including Social Security cards or of household members, proof of income, and your most recent electric bill. Camera and radar enforcement started last month in some highway construction zones. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says the goal is to slow down traffic in work zones. In the beginning stages of implementing the enforcement, leaders say there will not be mailed citations with the rollout, and the enforcement is only active when warning signs are flashing, and there's police at the work zone.
First and foremost, this is to save lives and to prevent injuries within our work zones. Want to reiterate again and again, this is not for revenue generation. We expect this to cost the Transportation Cabinet money over what we would collect in revenues. The difference is this is not an automated enforcement. This requires law enforcement to pull an offender over and have a conversation.
Right now, there are 4 areas where camera and radar enforcement has been deployed. This includes I-75 near Corbin and Kentucky 3 at Inez in Martin County. Election day was yesterday for some folks throughout the country, with closely watched races in New York City, New Jersey, and neighboring Virginia. It's the first major test for both parties since President Donald Trump won a second term. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino was in Wise County, Virginia, talking to folks at the polls.
Virginia, along with New York and New Jersey, is just one of the 3 states voting in the 2025 election. Folks in Wise County are gearing up to vote for their next governor. Voters began casting their votes around 6 Tuesday morning. Along with the gubernatorial race, ballots are open for lieutenant governor, attorney general, and the House of Delegates. Virginia native James Bush believes taking part in this constitutional right is vital for the future.
I'm 80 years old. I'm seen a lot of stuff in my life. Really unsatisfied with the way the government's going, but hopefully I can change something. Change it. If you don't like what's going on, vote and change it, hopefully.
According to CBS News, Virginia's gubernatorial election is often seen as a possible referendum on the current president. Ernie Binko believes voting is crucial and says he is casting his vote for the leader he thinks will drive the most improvements.
As our industry has been kind of ruined by not having coal mines anymore. It makes a big difference to put the right people in there that get things done.
Republican candidate Winsome Earl Sears is running against Democratic Abigail Spanberger in this year's race. Either candidate will make history as Virginia's first female governor. In Wise County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
And Democrat Abigail Spanberger will be the first ever woman to lead the Commonwealth of Virginia. Earl Sears would have become the first black woman to be elected as a governor in the United States. Spanberger's victory flips Virginia's executive mansion from GOP control. The next election in Kentucky will be the primary in 2026, which is May 19th. The first day you can file to run is today. The U.S. Senate has failed to reopen the federal government for the 14th time. This is now the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Senators say they're in the process of a potential deal to reopen the government, discussing an agreement that would fund the government along with long-term appropriations bills in exchange for a vote on extending health insurance tax credits. President Donald Trump said on Truth Social yesterday that SNAP benefits will only go out when Democrats vote to end the shutdown. However, the White House says the Trump administration is complying with a federal court order that requires it to tap into a contingency fund to provide benefits. The Pikeville Community Foundation is offering extra grants to its partners to help fill plates in Pike County as those who rely on SNAP wait for their benefits. The foundation met yesterday, sending out checks for $2,000 to 9 area food pantries and a check for $10,000 to the organization One Church to help make sure families are fed this holiday season. Members say the ability to provide a little extra during a time of need is what the foundation is all about. And the money comes from a donation by Linda Templeton, who had a dying wish to give back to hungry neighbors.
It's what we have to do. It's why it's so important. Families shouldn't go hungry. Children shouldn't go hungry. We should feed as many people as we can feed. And what we're doing today is giving a little bit of help to the organizations within our community that do that every day.
The money went to food pantries throughout the entire county, and you can see a list of those on our website, WYMT.com. The Perry County Sheriff's Office is offering a new way to help neighbors in need. A blessing box is now set up outside the office on East Main Street in Hazard. Anybody who's hungry can take food anytime, and those who want to give can drop off donations 24 hours a day.
As you are starting off your Wednesday, we're looking at a little bit of clouds here and there with that beaver moon, that full moon that we're seeing in the first week of November, looking absolutely wonderful across our skies. Now, in terms of temperatures for the day, though, we are looking in the upper 60s and low 70s, definitely warmer than what we've seen this week. So as you're going throughout your day, keep that in mind. Still might need that coat this morning as temperatures are in a range of the 30s and 40s. By the time you're heading home, though, that's when we'll see those low 70s into play. Amelia.
Thanks, Megan, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning at 6:42. Coming up, more kids are hitting the ice. We've got details on how hockey is growing in popularity in an unlikely place.
Travel for